What is up, Internet Land? Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here with another video review for you today. Today we're taking a look at the Gundam Universe Shenlong Gundam. And, So the Gundam Universe line has been interesting. So this one's on loan to me from a buddy of mine who I suckered into becoming a fan of Gundam. But the Gundam Universe line, I still feel like I'm kind of on the fence about it. I picked up that one figure, which I reviewed some time ago, and I didn't hate it. I liked it. Like, I didn't really feel like it was 20 bucks worth of figure. I picked it up for half price at GameStop or something like that. And like, it's a good enough looking figure. I keep it on my shelf. It looks nice. It looks good. You know, and like this one kind of feels the same sort of thing. Like I think for 15 bucks, this could really be a line worth getting into. But for 20, I don't know. I'm not 100% sold. But which isn't to say that no one else should be 100% sold or could be. So, I mean, that's just a matter of personal opinion. But yeah, I do like the very interesting, like, aesthetic that they've cultivated for this line. It's not the norm. It's not line art accurate, as the Macross fans would say. But I think it looks really good. There's kind of a, like, this one in particular has got kind of more of like a, almost like a muscular look to it. You know, with its, like, distinguished calves and bulging forearms and shit like that. I think it works out really good. I was surprised by the amount of color separation that's in here, of course. So the skirt armor has got, like, the white. Yeah. The white is a separate plastic than the blue. And I think on his dick plate, the red is a separate plastic from the white. I want to say this green might be a separate piece. No, I think it's just a really good, I think it's just a really sharp paint app. But like the red and the yellow here are separate pieces. It's not a paint app there, it's just done in. Of course, you know, like the yellow around the collar, that's a paint app. The red on the face is a piece. The red on the V-fin is a paint app. And so, like, some things are painted that I expected them to be, sorry, what I was getting at was some things are color separated that I expected them to be, like, paint apps. And, I don't know, it feels, like, nice and quality. The figure is nice and stiff, you know. No issues there. Of course, I still have got, oh, actually, his joint works a lot better. Huh. Funny, I was looking at this figure and the joint parts for the elbows, shoulders, knees, and ankles, they're all the exact same sculpt as the ones on this original figure. But for whatever reason, the sculpt between the upper arm and the lower arm gives them a huge range of motion. Oh, his front skirt sucks, though. You can't be perfect. Yeah, that's a bit better than the ARC 78. But yeah, by and large, it's a lot of the same construction. In fact, actually, yeah, so pretty much everything that came off of this, I'm not sure if this is PVC or some form of POM. Well, this is definitely PVC. Whereas the joints, I'm pretty certain they're POM. But everything that came off of the sprues, they're the same parts. Like even, I want to say, yeah, even that neck piece has got the same, like, sculpting on it. Slightly different color. It's a bit paler on the Shenlong, but a lot of the, like, skeletal, you know, mechanical structure of it is pretty much the same across these figures. But it still works out pretty damn good. But the sorry, I acquired a cat recently, and I can hear her right now wondering, where the fuck are you? I'll have to deal with her in a little bit. But yeah, so like, it's a good solid figure. The sculpt is good. In terms of accessories, it comes with the beam naginata, which has the beam can separate out of it. So you can take the stick and store it on his back however you'd like. You can attach the beam into the end of it, and it attaches very firmly. Firmly enough that actually when I first handled it, I was like, does this actually come out? Yeah, it just takes some work. The alternate hands that it comes with are the exact same as the RX-78, which means that he could, you know, hold his beam rifle if you wanted him to. But then it would be inaccurate equipment. But really what that means is that his left hand is going to be just this kind of open holding hand. And his right hand, even though he doesn't come with any kind of a gun, is going to be like a gun holding hand. Which I'm not going to put that in there. I'm just going to slot this in there so you can see. It's a little loose on this part of the staff, which is most all of the staff. But it holds that part quite well. And then the other surprise, which I'm sure everybody has noticed by now, the other surprise, oh, sorry, I wasn't done talking about his accessories. He also comes with a shield. Again, part separated, no paint apps on this. And that will plug into his forearm. A little buckler thing going on. That's cool. But the part that actually surprised me was that he's got a fully extending dragon arm. You flip this bit around, and then on the underside of his arm, you flip this bit out. And so it's got the teeth. I mean, it's missing some paint apps on it. It could use some green for the, like, eyes. But, you know, it's fully articulated, and it's robust. And it works out pretty good. While I've got this out, I do want to talk about his articulation. So his head is on a ball joint. It's actually there's a joint down at the base of his neck as well. So it gives him a little bit, like the tiniest bit of giggity giggity. Not a whole lot. For his left arm, that's got this, this like ball joint that fits into this hinge that's on the shoulder, so you can move it around a bit. There's a ball joint connecting the shoulder piece onto that. This will come out. You've got a rotation here. Like I mentioned, the like deep bend on the elbow, much deeper than the RX-78, and wrists are on a ball joint. For this other arm, you've got the same sort of structure with the ball joint that goes to a hinge, but then you've got a swivel here, a hinge here and here and here and here, and then this is the shoulder, the bicep swivel, and then you've got the same amount of range on that elbow, and then that you've got your regular stuff here, so pivot here and a pivot here, and then this little cloth jaw dagger part, whatever, sticks out, and it just folds up quite nicely. It's got some articulation in the waist, a little bit of teapot action, some forward and back motion, some waist swivel. The waist swivel is up in this like mid-torso joint. It's not like strictly at the waist. Oh, maybe I forgot to mention a little bit of rotation, a little bit of ball joint action on these thrusters, and you can rotate the mount for his beam naginata. The skirt armors are on pegs, so these will just slide out, and then they've got like a little hinge that they go into, and the front armors are the same way. The butt flap is just fixed, so it kind of limits a lot of the motion that's on here, and if you try to get more out of it, it's liable to slip out and maybe pop off. So something to keep in mind. His hip joints are on the little hinge that goes up and down. And then there's a ball joint actually at the hip itself. There's a rotation, a thigh cut built into it. Oop, pop that guy off. Double jointed knee with that much bend. Again, it's the same knee joint, but more range of motion. Though still, like, they could get more range of motion by cutting into this and this a bit more, and I personally think that they should have. I don't think it would have, it wouldn't have cost them a damn thing to do that, and I really think that they should have. Ankle articulation is going to have a little joint structure up, like in here. That gives you a bit of range on that, and then a ball joint down at the foot, and then this, like, ankle armor is attached with a ball joint to that ankle structure. So, like, it's not bad. It's pretty damn good, actually. It's certainly not the worst by a long shot. And I mean, Wing Gundam is like super popular in America because for, you know, a lot of people, especially the people who maybe were a little bit younger than me, like Gundam Wing was their introduction to Gundam stuff, you know? And so a lot of people have a lot of positive feelings about it. And so maybe this is exactly the sort of thing you'd be interested in. I believe they do have all 5 of the Hero Gundams out for the set. And I know I've seen Leo's out there, and I want to say there's an Epion that got released as well. Oh, and the last accessory is he comes with this goes up into his taint and clips onto his crotchal region, and then you can plug it on like a Figma style, any kind of a stand with a 3mm peg. But it doesn't hold on very well, just like the one that came with the old My Gundam, and has got its own issues, but it's pretty good. I can give it a recommendation, especially if you find it on sale. I feel like this one has got a bit more posability, more range in the joints, which honestly, even though it's all the same joints, having more range makes me feel like it's more worth the money. I don't know, maybe I'm just weird that way. Sorry, cat just knocked something down. I'm gonna go. You all have a fantastic day. Everybody stay awesome and be good to each other.